But I'm happy to share a little bit about, my background here, just a bit, kind of how I broke into the role that I'm in, some of the things that I think I've found really valuable and useful as I've navigated my career over the past, 15 or so years. And then I would love to just open up to questions, take a couple from you all. So I think, as mentioned, I grew up in South Texas, single mom household. Honestly, I was the first person like in my immediate family to like go to college. So it was like a really big deal. And I really wanted to be a doctor. It was like a very big thing for me. Just because I thought that doctors were like really the centerpieces of society. People looked up to them, very intelligent, etc. Um, and through that journey, I studied biology and chemistry, really with the focus on kind of going pre-med. And a couple of things happened because like life always happens. And I ended up teaching through Teach for America as a program, that brings college students into the classrooms in like lower income, high need areas. And I taught high school science there for 2 years in Dallas. And that's really when I kind of discovered the power of tech. I started using a variety of different systems and software in my classrooms, created my own trackers, like a lot of data analysis, creating all these plans to like actually get your students from, point A at the start of the year or semester all the way to point B, those big outcomes that we were trying to achieve. Um, and so it was then that became very interested in tech. And I actually joined an ed tech company back in the day, out in Boston. And that was kind of like my entry point into this world generally. And for me, it was really powerful because it was kind of merging two things that I really love. Like there is a lot of science built into, I think, the tech, computer science, product design, analytics, et cetera, and education. At the time, it was really important to me to solve real user problems. And that's what I was really kind of gravitating towards. Um, and so, it was there then that I kind of discovered product. I actually came in as almost like an analyst, like in the biz dev, the curriculum side of the house. And I just started to gravitate towards our product analytics, design, UX team, the engineering team. And I got a chance to, take on a couple of smaller user research projects, a couple of analytics, data science projects. And that's really where I kind of grasped onto product management as like my career choice. And so, it's been a very storied career. I spent a couple of years in the ed tech space before really switching my gears to the consumer tech world. The big impetus there for me was really focused in on wanting to learn new skills. When you think about the industries that you're in, I oftentimes will tell people like, think about the things that you're passionate about, the things where you're going to learn, where you want to make an impact, because that's going to be where you actually shine, you rise to the occasion. And for me, I was kind of like stalling out of my career a little bit. And so I really wanted to learn consumer tech, and I wanted to learn more about A/B testing, more about iterations, iterating really quickly, et cetera. And so I moved to Kayak. I worked at Kayak when we were still, a small little company. We were obviously bought by Priceline Group, et cetera. I stayed there as the third PM there. Ended up running all of Hotel's product there. Then I moved over to Spotify, where I really wanted to learn recommendations and algorithms. And then I moved over to Netflix before joining Hinge. But I think the things that have always been kind of true in these jumps and these milestones is every time I took a new job, I was personally always felt like I never had all of the skill sets that were required to do that job. It was always accompanied with like very core foundational skill sets. I was very confident in my ability to do my core job, but going from, ed tech into Kayak, I didn't have consumer tech experience. I didn't have A/B testing experience, but I knew that I wanted to learn that. I knew it was important, and I demonstrated to those hiring managers and to those managers and to my teammates, that I had the capacity and willingness to learn, and I could do it very quickly. And I had exemplified that in other aspects of my career. And so continuously, I've commented, like that's been the kind of the common thread. And so I think someone asked me, I think, and when we were chatting about this chat today, kind of like what's one of the, the things that I always recommend or advice that I always give people. And it's like really lean into things that make you uncomfortable, lean into things that you aren't necessarily super good at. I think that really helps to instill that growth mindset and really helps you learn very quickly. Because if you're never doing something that makes you a little bit uncomfortable, you're kind of always staying safe. You're kind of always kind of being the same plateau. Um, and so yeah, that's kind of my background there. I've been at the past year. I left Hinge honestly around this time last year after being there for about 2 years, for a little over 2 years. Kind of really had a very quick trajectory there. You know, the company grew very rapidly under my tenure as chief product officer there, and it was just kind of time for a break. I felt like I had been grinding for like 15 years straight, and so I was just like, I need some time for me. Took some time. I was did a product executive in residency with product school where I created a course called the product leadership certification, which basically took all the skill sets that I had acquired during my career and created kind of education curriculum to teach people how to become product managers, right? What are the core skill sets that you need? And so it was a really fun way to kind of take, you kind of are product managing now, almost like the act of becoming a product manager, and kind of bringing back to my education roots, which was really great. Different angles, like, you know, we are also addicted to our phones right now, and we are also focused in on apps that kind of, you know, cease to like, suck our attention and or cease to gamify like basic human connection. And so like, can we actually think about how to create human connection, friendships, kind of bridge the URL and IRL, I like to call it, through communities, through interests, through groups, through things that you're passionate about, your beliefs, etc. And so, yeah, I've been there for a few months, and you know, it's very different, kind of going from bigger to a seed stage startup where you're kind of back to doing everything and anything. And so it's been really fun.